Imagine the regret that you must have felt after you realize that not everything they teach you in school will be valuable and useful when you enter adulthood and when you are forced to work that 9-to-5 job. We have heard and believed tons of principles by some adults while growing up. They related success so much to school and studying that we believe that it is the only way out of poverty. Of course, we all want to be rich, but finishing school is not the gateway to becoming rich and financially independent. I know you have heard so much about how when you take studying seriously, there will be a bright future waiting for you and that having a job until you retire should be the ultimate goal. If you are tired of hearing these beliefs, want to get out of the rat cycle and finally start your journey to become rich, then keep on watching as I share with you Robert Kiyosaki's most important lessons about money, career, and success from his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What do rich people possibly have that help them get to where they are? First off, what separates rich people from poor people is that they know that working for money will not make them rich. Some of you might be able to relate to Robert's childhood story. Just like us when we were still young, we wanted to be rich to have everything that we want in life. Robert and his friend, Mike, had experimented on toothpaste tubes in hopes that they would earn money from that project. But to no avail, it did not work. That is why they reached out to their dads to ask how they will be able to start making money. Robert's dad told him to go to school, study, and then find a job. As expected, this is the typical answer that we would often hear from our parents as well. Although this is not bad advice, this is also not the best one that we can live by and actually use in the future. The more you work for money, the more you are helping the rich people get even richer while you are left with the crumbs and pennies of their success. What could possibly be wrong with studying and then finding a job and working there for as long as you can? Well, if you do that, you will likely spend more than half of your life working and earning just enough to pay the bills and expenses. Obviously, if you have a lot of money, you would get to enjoy the things that you want to explore and buy. So how can you do that if you are earning just enough? You must be wondering how you can change that, but it would all go back to the mindset and the beliefs that our parents and other people around us instill in us while growing up. Because we are too afraid to risk and explore different things, we stick to the safer and more convenient option, which is a 9-to-5 job. Yes, it would pay the bill and will allow you to splurge from time to time, but not all the time. This would help you save up a good amount, but would not be the key to accumulate wealth. Mike's father, on the other hand, was a rich dad. Rich dad and rich people have different views and take on this matter. These people know how to make money work for them and not the other way around. So Mike's father became their mentor and had a deal with the young boys. He told him that he would teach them the things he knows about money, but in return, they had to work for him and get paid 10 cents an hour. Not knowing that he has already getting his first lesson, Kiyosaki had protested and said that he was being exploited. He thought that he was not getting anything in return. But there it was, the first thing that the rich dad wanted them to know, which is the fact that life is unfair most of the time and working for money will not guarantee success and wealth. Now, the next question in your mind must be how exactly can we make money work for us? Well, to start doing that, you have to know what the real assets are and make sure you do not fall for liabilities. If you think about it, there is really no secret in becoming rich. We just often neglect the power of knowledge and learning about the things that really matter. Well, one of the things that help rich people amass wealth is through investments. You see, whenever we hear this word, we immediately get intimidated and think that you should have so much money to invest in anything. You are wrong though. The rich people know how to budget and spend on assets that will grow their money. They do know where to put their money, especially that there are liabilities masked as assets, including a house. To put it shortly, assets are anything that will generate money, while liabilities will take money away. Going back to our example, A house is often mistaken as an asset, but in reality, you will continuously spend so much money on mortgage, repairs, and renovations. I bet that someone already said it to you before about how a house is also a status symbol. When you have your own home, people will instantly think that you are successful and financially free. They do not know that you will have to work hard every day just to pay for it. So what are examples of good assets? Well, some of the most popular ones that you might be interested in are real estate, stocks, and bonds. If you set aside a portion of your money to buy these assets, then they will later on generate income for you. You have to be disciplined with your money and stop spending on things that will not contribute to your wealth. So how do these people start making money? Most of us only want to find a good job for stability and aim to stay there for as long as we can, but rich people work to get out, not to stay longer. So, you are probably wondering, where else are you going to find money if you are not going to work for it? What if you did not come from a well-off family and you have to provide for yourself? To set things straight, you do not have to quit your job right now. What I want you to realize is that you should use the money that you earn from working to acquire assets and eventually leave that job that you oftentimes hate. You do not have to fall for office politics and do more than your job description. You might see the older people in your job rendering more hours than required so that the bosses will notice and give them a little reward. Trust me, you will be fine even if you do not do that. As long as you understand how money works, then you will not have to be a slave to your employer and work more than you are compensated for. Kiyosaki is not suggesting that you should not experience working. He himself had been an employee for quite a while, but he never planned on spending the rest of his life being an employee. While he was earning from his job, he also made sure that his expenses and liabilities were low. The money that would be left from the things that he has to pay would be allotted on buying assets. Another thing that you might learn from what Kiyosaki did is that you should not settle on one income stream alone. Keep in mind that your job will pay the bills, but your assets will actually be the key to building your wealth. What is the key to knowing how to control money and have power over it? For that, you have to become financially literate. When you are young, you will not easily grasp the concept of money and the importance of getting financial education. So how are you going to learn this if this is not something that is taught in school? Well, you can do what Kiyosaki and Mike did, which is to find a good mentor that will help them learn through experience. You see, if you find like-minded people, it would be easier to grow and learn. Additionally, you can educate yourself about this topic knowing that there are tons of resources that you can rely on. Now that you know the importance of financial education, it would be easier to apply the right mindset and attitude to get to your dreams and success. As long as you have the drive and determination to learn, the knowledge will flow and you will not stop until you know everything that you have to learn. What can you do for now? Well, continue to watch videos like this, read books that talk about financial independence and the likes, and of course, apply all your learnings into your life and soon you will be also reaping the results just like what rich people are doing. It sounds like we can all follow these lessons, but why aren't we all rich? The steps to get there might be simple, but it does not mean that it would be easy. That is why only few people dare to be rich. We have always been taught the easier way out of almost everything, including finances and money. Just like what I have talked about earlier, we often heard about studying and then finding a job. This is the path that many are choosing since you will not have to figure out a lot of things instead of educating yourself and then risking your money on these assets. The more you play it safe in life, the lesser the chances that you will be financially free at an early age. I just want you to remember these things. Educate yourself about money, evaluate your finances, and earn money to acquire assets. It sounds very easy, right? But it would most likely teach you a lot along the way. As cliche as it sounds, but if you want to be rich by the time that you still have the strength to enjoy and explore life, then the best time to learn and invest is now. It is always better to start early and realize that you can break free from the cycle that society has set for you. If you are not willing to take risks, then you will be doomed for the rest of your life. If you want to get out of your current situation and you are really serious about taking on the challenge, then the first thing that you have to do is accept the fact that you will have to risk a lot of things. If you continue to play it safe, then you will just stay where you are and most likely not be as rich and wealthy as you want to be. Knowledge is truly power, and you should always take advantage of every learning opportunity that you will find. By the time that you understand how money works, you will know your way around it. What is the most important lesson here so far? It is that you should know how to make money work for you, because that way you will have control and not the other way around. Keep in mind that no matter how good and promising your job is, what matters more is the learnings that you will get from the job and not the money and benefits from it. Exploring different jobs does not mean that you do not know how to settle. Some will see it like that, but for those of us who want to get out of the rat race and become rich, exploring is a way to learn, be more prepared for our next big move to get to that freedom and wealth.